Hi there everybody and welcome to Creating Change Psychology. I'm Rebecca and what I would like to talk to you a little bit today about is stress. No doubt you're all experiencing a lot of stress in a lot of different ways, with being stuck at home with the whole family, maybe changes with your work situations, or possibly even just worrying about the virus and all the things that are coming with that. So there's a lot of things going on and the brain is working overtime at the moment with stress. And we know as psychologists there's a lot of stress going on, reactions going on in the body. So when our brain anticipates stress, we have our fight-flight, which you may have heard about, which causes the body to react as though there's a danger in our midst. And what that creates is things like muscle tension, increased heart rate to pump the blood around the body. We also increase our breathing rates to get the oxygen throughout the body and things like that. So the body works very hard when it's under stress, like running marathon after marathon, and takes a lot out of us. But what I also wanted to have consider today is looking at what is the impact of gut health. What's the impact of what's happening on the inside of our bodies that we don't notice maybe quite so obviously. And so I've got Simone Davis from Simone Davis Naturopath here with us today, and what she's going to give us some insight about what happens on the inside of us. So thanks very much for coming along today.
Thank you so much for having me today.
It's a pleasure. So Simone, maybe if you could tell us a little bit about what is happening on the inside. When we're stressed, we know about all these outside symptoms. What's happening on the inside of our bodies?
Yep, okay, great question. And I think let's go back to that fight and flight for a moment. Okay, so as Rebecca mentioned, the blood is pumping to the heart and to your muscles, like ready to, run away or punch someone up. So at that point in time, your body doesn't care about your digestive system. It doesn't need that for survival at that point in time. So essentially there is no blood flow, very little blood flow getting to, that digestive organ, for digesting and absorbing nutrients in the body. So if that's not functioning properly, there's a whole lot of symptoms that can arise from that. And it's really interesting because even though stress looks so different to so many different people. It might be work stress, or it might be, the kids driving you crazy at home. Your body doesn't understand that that's not a life and death situation. It reacts exactly the same way. So it's really important to be aware of that, particularly for your digestive health.
Absolutely. So what are the symptoms that we are likely to see when things aren't going so well on the inside? What are we likely to see on the outside?
Okay, good question. So as we explained just before, the blood flow is not getting to the gut. We need digestive enzymes and hydrochloric acid to break down the food when we first ingest it, and even hydrochloric acid can be lowered during times of stress. So symptoms that you would see with regards to that would be your heartburn and indigestion, okay, because that food is just not getting broken down in the stomach to start with. The other problem with having low hydrochloric acid at that point in time is that pathogens and bad bugs are more likely to come in and survive, okay, because hydrochloric acid is also really important to kill any bad things that come into our body. So you're increasing your risk of getting even more unwell with tummy bugs, etc.
It's just the last thing we want right now.
Exactly. And then moving on from that, when the food eventually gets down into your small intestine, that's where, that absorption process is supposed to start to happen. But again, if we haven't got enough blood flow getting there, not enough gastric juices, then you're going to be seeing symptoms of things like bloating. You can also potentially see constipation, diarrhea. All those things are going to manifest when there's not enough blood flow and there's stress happening in the body around that time.
So, if we start to see those kinds of symptoms, what are the, three most important things that we should start doing to get our health back on track?
Okay, so I think the first thing is to become aware of it and acknowledge it, because so many times I see people in clinic and they've been dealing with this for years and it becomes the normal. And it's really important not to let that become the normal. So once you do start seeing changes, you know, in bowel movements, or if you're getting more indigestion or heartburn, you know, talk to someone about it. Talk to a natural health care practitioner about that. Obviously, it's then about reducing the stress. So, you know, obviously
Tricky
things
right
like,
now,
yeah,
yes.
yes, seeing people like yourself to kind of get that under control. Little things that you can do at home though. Number one is chew your food properly. Now, I know that sounds quite insignificant and trivial, but believe me, when you chew a mouthful of food 15 times, you realise that we normally don't chew our food very well. And often we're also not, you know, we're not necessarily engaged when we're eating. So we might be sitting in front of the television, or if we're stressed and in front of a computer, you know, trying to work and eat, we're not thinking about the act of eating. So, you know, we need to be chewing our food to help to start to release those enzymes to begin that breakdown process. So actually chewing your food is a really, really important thing, like being mindful of it. Sometimes I even tell people to, you know, make a note on their phone when it comes to meal times, like don't forget to chew your food. And it makes a huge difference.
It's a good reminder, yes. We'll certainly be thinking about that tonight.
Yes. Also little things like putting down your fork and knife while you're eating. Have a conversation. You know, company's really important to also help that reduce stress and help with that digestive process.
So it'd probably be really important to make sure you all sit at the table together tonight too. And I think when you're all stuck in together, you might want time apart, but it's probably a good time for a different kind of relationship. So good time to bond and connect, as well as, you know, change your eating habits.
Yeah. Other small things you can do, you know, a lot of people already know about the benefits of maybe some apple cider vinegar or some lemon juice in warm water about 15 minutes before you eat. Again, that can sort of stimulate some more of that digestive enzymes, and but it is a bit more of a band-aid fix. It's really getting to the bottom of that stress that's going to make a difference. So,
but I suppose it's really important to remember that, you know, there's things that are going on internally that we don't even notice, and you know, and obviously there's ways we can pick up on that, and just little things that we can do to improve that situation. So are there any other things that you as a naturopath would recommend for us to be doing? Any other things that would be ideal during this time of high stress?
So really increasing like, you know, fruits and vegetables. So things like red capsicum are really high in vitamin C. You know, make yourself lovely juices that are alkalizing on the body. So one of my favourites would be some baby spinach, celery, ginger, just to pack a bit of a punch. You know, you can have a bit of fruit in there, but really make sure that there's always some vegetable content as well. You know, parsley, pineapple, all those things are beautiful for helping digestion and just feeling better and not so bloated.
Increasing that energy level.
Yeah,
and make sure you leave the pulp in there, the juicy bits.
That's exactly right. Yeah.
And so in terms of maximising energy, is there, I mean, obviously those juices and things, is there anything else that you would sort of recommend, you know, any other, you know, things we should be looking at or increasing in order to maximise that aside from our diets?
So it's really easy at this point in time to get into bad habits. So I think, you know, doing something as simple as a meal plan will really keep you focused on what you're eating, keep your habits, you know, keeping good habits up. And, you know, water, really important for increasing energy levels at a cellular level. And yeah, I think when it comes, if we take it back to the gut health, if your gut is not right, that is going to affect your energy levels as well. So even things like fermented foods and yogurts and things like that are all going to be lovely for most people's tummy.
Fantastic. and so how are you keeping people in your world, so your clients, how are you keeping them accountable during this current time?
Okay, so I've had a few clients sort of say to me, I need to talk to you because I'm really scared that I'm going to get into these bad habits and my daughter had a beautiful name this morning. She said it was Isolation Belly. You know, we're all going to get Isolation Belly. So I've put together a package that's a 12-week package. It includes 5 consults. And if you want to do it in a group online, it's actually going to be at a much discounted rate. So we're just going to be talking about great foods that you can eat. I've got some meal plans, some great recipes. We'll talk about great food for your immune system and for your mental health, because starting to eat badly is also going to be affecting your immune system and mental health.
Absolutely.
So that's what we're doing at the moment.
Brilliant. That sounds fantastic. So if we're going to put some information on for Simone and for her practice, so if anyone wants to touch base with her. But thank you so much for coming along today, Simone. It's been great to speak with you. And I really hope all of you guys out there really look after your health and really think about your good habits and making some really positive changes in your diet and in your meal behaviours and things like that. So thank you again, Simone, for coming along.
Thank you so much.
It was lovely having you.
Thank you.